Welcome back to to Alfred having a bad time, being quite cross about Lady Arkham.
I heard your discussion with Commissioner Gordon. Now he knows that Lucius Fox and the Batman were allies.
What did you want me to say, man?
Gordon's dangerously close to figuring out who you are. If he does find out, I have no idea how he'll react. It's not a chance you can afford to take.
He looked me straight in the eye, Alfred. He's been our friend a long time. He deserves to know.
I understand that, Bruce, but he's still too close for comfort.
I mean, then we have to get rid of him entirely,
please.
because...
You were radio silent for so long. Tell me, did you find out how Lucius died?
This is a missile I found in Riddler's workshop. The explosion at...
Bruce, did you bring a live missile with radio frequency device into the Batcave? I mean, it was pretty stupid for you to bring the record in with radio frequency, but now you brought something worse, because it'll fucking explode. Idiot. Also, I don't know, like, not to make too light, because they were, they're playing fast and loose with the rules in order to do this, but why, when studying a foreign device with radio frequency capacity that was created by a known villain, at least, if not like murderous psychopath, did you not ensure that any time you were dealing with it, it was within a controlled environment without the ability for, I don't know, for it to phone home? Because, like, maybe at least that was the reason why it didn't work in the Batcave, is because you're underground and there's enough radio frequency blocking, both naturally and by the infrastructure you've installed. But, like, is that why Lucius died? Because you didn't think to put a Faraday cage, speaking of which, around his lab?
Wayne Tower. We were thinking about it all wrong.
Excuse me.
The puzzle wasn't an explosive. It was an emitter. When it was solved, it emitted a signal. You heard it earlier. If allowed to play too long, it becomes a launch signal.
Dear God, you did solve the box. We just didn't know it.
The Batcave Scrambler blocked the signal.
Yeah, that's the point I made.
Poor Lucius. Wayne Tower offered no such protections. Our tight little family has gotten smaller because of it. It was the three of us looking out for each other. Now it's two.
We can't indulge in despair, Alfred. We simply don't have time for it.
Yes, you're right, of course, Bruce. I'm sorry. Between the Lady Arkham affair and losing Lucius in this gruesome fashion, this war of ours is taking its toll. The list of agency operatives from Riddler's workshop. He plans to do the same thing to them.
Alfred, including this version of Alfred, supposed to be a war veteran as well?
It's only useful if he has a way to target the agents, though. And I doubt he's sending them all puzzle boxes. Hold on, let's just walk through it.
Apparently there's only one button to press. Okay, then. I'm sorry. Are you about to make me connect the communications grid to the list? Oh boy, what a meaningful interaction to have.
Pinpoint the location of any one of these operatives.
Having the default camera angle point at nothing is pretty bad. They did that earlier in the one of the previous scenes too, where it was just pointing at a scene where there was nothing to interact with, and you had to actively move away just to, see the first thing. I'm sorry. Is this just so we can come to some basic, obvious conclusions that we already know?
And he can broadcast his signal through their phone to make them a target of a missile strike.
Can you block it?
If I can get a clean copy of the signal, yes. It's the only way I can get a clean version of the signal. It's pretty grim, Alfred. You don't have to watch.
Is it? I don't think it really showed anything.
I can handle it. I've never been one to shy away from duty, however unpleasant it may be.
Of course you can. Let's get this.
I don't like any of those answers, but that seemed the kinder one than calling him
Bruce,
indestructible.
get my daughter out of the building. Get yourself out.
What are you talking? What did you figure out?
I've solved the Riddler's puzzle, Bruce.
He knew he was going to die. Can you switch to audio only, please?
Tell Tiffany that I love her. That I'm sorry I wasn't around more. Lucius, we really made a difference, didn't we? Batman?
I shouldn't have watched this.
Yeah, probably not.
I'll go get that tea, Master Bruce.
All right. Now I just need to create a filter to get a clean version of the signal. And then match up the points found in both sound files.
Wow, some actual meaningful... This is a realistic usage of some real technology here. This is pretty easy to do. This is not like crazy complicated audio engineering stuff. Wayne to... Oh. Again with this UI, it's so bad. So you've got all of these buttons, which are a button with 3 things, but the only option on all of them is link, and they're all called audio sample, but then you have to look at the text up that on the pop out that says what the word is, so that you can see what you're actually clicking on. Just put the text you don't need this pop-up at all. Just put it directly, instead of saying audio sample, say enterprises.
Bruce! Bruce?
The waveforms match.
Well, that's not right. They're the same word, but he's not saying it the same way. Maybe I gave this too much credit too quickly on being accurate use of technology. I mean, this is how you would go about, like, isolating some sound out of a thing, but you don't need, like, the voice recognition. You would more go by like, isolating repeated waveforms. You wouldn't... This is what we're looking for, right? Normally this would be used in reverse, where you're trying to remove noise from a file. And this can be something like, if you're doing professional audio recording, you'll take room noise, which is basically you get you make the room silent, like no other sounds. None of your input or anything, and you'll take a sample of the room noise, which is there's just like a natural noise that happens in all spaces because of every external noise that's happening and airflow and all these other things, and there's always a profile to a space that you're recording in. So you can take a sample, and this is like it's a certain waveform that looks about equal for the room all the time, and so that you can then subtract that out of a sound file, basically. You basically put an inverted waveform into it that cancels it out and cleans up, air quotes, the sound by taking it by negating the room sound. That's a super simple way of using the same technology. But in this case, we're trying to isolate this very obvious, noisy waveform here. This is what we're looking for, this box. And so instead of trying to match up words, you'd try and like isolate these these really heavy like broad spectrum blocks or something like that.
Batman? Batman? Dwayne?
Not that?
Tiffany.
This interface is just awful.
That's a match. There. I piggybacked on the Riddler's cell phone hack. I recognize any incoming signal match and shut down, negating the launch.
Well, you're assuming that all the signals are the same.
What for?
Also,
Riddler still has functioning missiles.
you're assuming it was an audio signal, or
Once he finds out
I don't know.
blocked his
They're
targets,
falsely equating
they
an audio
decide to
signal
launch
with a radio
indiscriminately.
signal,
But with the signal, I might be able to divert them.
whereas a radio signal would be supersonic.
Tiffany gave me this the day Lucius died. Let's put it to good work. It's not a theory I really want to test.
So we had better find Riddler first. There is always Riddler's second in command. Eli Nabel, arrested after his attack on the casino. None of the authorities
Why did this not come
have
up
gotten
before?
anything out of him yet.
Unknown contact.
What is it?
That John guy from the funeral, from Arkham.
How does he have his phone number?
Actually, it sounds like he's keeping his word. Maury, huh?
Maury shipped weapons to Riddler, knows his address. He's on Riddler's kill list now, so he's likely to talk. I mean, we already knew that, but the fact that we then know that John is willing to work with us and be honest, or at least lead us on in a convincing way, because he may know that we already know this, but he's testing us as we're testing him. But it's like there's a
John
modicum
thinks
of
that Maury
trust.
can get us Riddler's location.
You believe him?
Maybe we should go back to the beginning. Bring Rumi Maury up on the
Semicolon
back
D
computer.
is very funny.
Either of them could potentially lead me to him.
The question is, which is more likely to help you?
Probably Maury. Nabel's probably a shit.
Riddler's lieutenant.
Eli Nabel. Took a go at me in the casino. Put up quite a fight.
Cracking him will be tougher, more physical. Certainly a job for Batman. He's currently in Waller's custody in a GCPD holding cell. Interrogating Nabel there would be a visible endorsement of Waller's authority. Gordon won't like it. On the other hand,
Maury's a businessman. Given the right incentive, he could be persuaded to talk. He sure can't have any love for Riddler after his attempted murder at the casino.
I'd say he'd respond better to a more genteel approach, peer-to-peer as Bruce Wayne. However, the agency is watching him. If Waller finds out that Bruce Wayne sought a parley with Maury, she'll not be best pleased.
I don't give a shit what she thinks. I was planning on picking Maury anyway, but especially with the choice being whether to upset Waller or upset Gordon, I know which one I'd choose. Yeah, I don't know. Just beating the shit out of some random thug who probably knows stuff, but I'm gonna have to beat it out of him, feels less Batman as well. Whereas schmoozing with a shithead who, like, I don't know, that's standard rich person stuff.
I'll meet with Maury. I'm sure Bruce Wayne can find a way to reason with him.
I mean, wouldn't entirely surprise me if he was just straight up flattered. You really gotta get the exhaust tuned on that car, Bruce. It is not inconspicuous at all. I know it's a big red sports car in the first place, but come on. Have a little decorum. Why is there dirt all over the screen?
Waller's people are here, watching Maury. Riddler's agency data should make him easy to tag. I need you to keep an eye on him for me. Maybe cause a distraction if I need it. They're following his every move. Gotta be careful here. All this attention must be annoying to a man like Maury.
I see them.
All of these agents were on Riddler's list. Even without access to their phones, he'll still try to kill them all somehow.
Do whatever it takes to find him, Bruce. I never want to see another video like the one with Lucius.
No time to waste.
Mr. Wayne, to what do we owe this honor?
Good evening, Mr. Maury. I've come to talk.
Your visit is unexpected, Mr. Wayne. What can I do for you? A private matter between friends.
This is an interesting choice of... Okay, so what's Bruce's approach gonna be? Like, he can't pretend to be as unscrupulous as Maury is. He also can't go after, like, he can't be inhospitable because of who and what he knows Maury is and does. So presumably this is gonna have to be personal. It's very public that Lucius died in the Wayne Enterprises building. Maury knows that. I think it's totally reasonable for Bruce Wayne to say, hey, I followed up on why my head engineer died. It's because of the Riddler, and we know that I know from the party I was here with you at that you guys are enemies. Can you help me? I think asking for his help might be kowtowing a little bit too fast. He might, we don't really know much about him. He might be the prideful sort who wants to be shown extra respect that he maybe doesn't actually deserve. So maybe we'll get to that point, but we'll see. I think we go this.
We have a mutual enemy, Maury. He can't go unchecked.
Men like you and I have many enemies, Mr. Wayne. I am sure we share more than one.
You know the one I mean.
The authorities are watching my every move. Apparently, I'm a person of interest. There's really not much I can offer you, other than a drink and a seat at the roulette wheel. Not while I'm being shadowed.
Oh, does he want me to get them out of...
We need privacy. Lose the agents.
Done. They just got an order to sweep the perimeter. Should give you a couple of minutes at least.
That feels
Impressive,
conspicuous.
Mr. Wayne.
We haven't even scratched the surface.
What can I do for you?
Information about the Riddler.
Why would I do that?
I am surprised he didn't get his fingers reattached.
You're on his list, Maury. He's gonna hit you with the same weapons you sold him. You and a lot of other people.
I dealt with that maniac, it's true. But I was done after the first delivery. Riddler wanted more. Everything he could get his hands on. He even wanted me to hand over one of my biotech companies. I said no.
That's why he attacked you.
Huh, okay,
No
so it
idea
wasn't
how
a...
crazy he is.
Doesn't seem like a double cross like I was speculating. The I'm crazier seems crazy. You grew a conscience seems flippant and rude to a man you're asking for help, and I have a pretty good idea feels fairly neutral. I'll go with that.
Actually, I have a pretty good idea.
I see that you do. He scared me. I was afraid he'd use my goods in the city. After the explosion at Wayne Enterprises, it turns out I was right. I want you to know, I had no idea the Riddler had marked you as a target. I knew your father back when he was running Gotham. Our interests often aligned. I would never dishonor his memory.
He's surprisingly respectful under the circumstances. I did not expect this angle. I actually thought he'd be much more arrogant, but I don't know his character at all, or if he's unique to this game. I'm more ruthless than he was. That sounds crazy. You owe me one. Could go either way. It could either he could read it as rude and not want to help. Saying criminal scum really feels like it's very much an insult to Maury, so definitely not that one. I'm more ruthless than he was could also... That could also go either way. Because that could read like a threat, or it could just be like, and I get what I want. I know our comparative statuses. I'm willing to flex, and you're not my enemy right now. But appealing to his more genteel nature feels, I don't know, that second one feels kind of rude.
Truly one of a kind.
Maury, listen to me very carefully. I am more ruthless than my father ever was.
The pup has a savage bark, and from the looks of it, the teeth.
Okay, so he respected that.
I can help you find the Riddler, Mr. Wayne. I sold him the missile array he's using to pick off his enemies. He won't be very far from it. Everything you need to find him is on that drive. But I need a favor from you first.
A favor?
Waller has me detained here pending Riddler's trial. He controls all my accounts. I need to get out of the country, and in all haste. You can help with that. Otherwise, I fear my fate is a short, miserable life in a black prison. Somewhere deeply unpleasant.
I don't like helping a random arms dealer, but I also don't like Waller. Your problems are your own, or I don't make deals both feel like a good way for this not to go well. Fuck Waller. Oh shit, come on.
It's simple.
Well...
A chartered plane waits for me at the airport. The pilot will fly me to a safe haven in the Caribbean for the right price. All you have to do is authorize a transfer.
So this will come back to me.
As an enemy, Mr. Wayne. Our agency friends will be back any second.
Take drive by force. What a wild decision. I think it'll make for a more interesting story if I make the transfer. I think taking the drive by force, I don't know what outcome that has. Yeah, we'll make the
Let's
transfer.
handle this quickly and without disturbance.
Done. Send me a postcard from the beach.
Thank you, Mr. Wayne. I owe you a great debt. If this ever comes to light, I'll keep your name out of it for as long as I can.
Thank you.
I'm hoping that Waller can't actually track that, but I'm suspecting it will be easy for her to figure
I
out.
suggest you make yourself scarce before our agency friends return.
Alfred, I've sent you Maury's information. Find me Riddler's location, and fast.
What, you just wired the contents of the USB
The
drive?
Lady of Dublin,
Which is...
a cargo ship in Gotham Bay.
good. Send me the location. And let Gordon know. Tell him Batman's on the way.
Do you really have no tech that could have detected a missile launch? Or nobody else did either? Okay. I think this is a good place to take a break. What a weird sequence of events. All right. Yeah, we'll take a quick little break and we'll come back to the ship. Wild. Okay.